Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Leslie Williams, and today's date is January 2nd, 2015, and it's Saturday. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk to you kind of like person to person. I'm going to expose some of the absolute factual criminal realities of what is now the connected crimes that are directly connected to the criminal expeditions of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be called gang stalking, and it's not stalking by gangs, okay? Even though, see, let me just interject this real fast. It's organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level, working as a syndicate, a network syndicate, that also works with other connected parties who engage in these crimes as well. Universities, corporations, organized crime, okay, other organized crime groups. So when you hear the name gang stalking, you might think to yourself, well, it's stalking by gangs. No, it's not. It is the aforementioned descriptions, but in reference to how these criminal expeditions can be also somewhat connected to gangs. They can play a role in it when, see, because there's so many sub-crimes connected to gang stalking, because everything for them is about power, to make money, and to protect their enterprise. So when you look at all the different types of crimes, okay, that are in our communities all over the nation, then you have to automatically think to yourself, well, there's no way that the organized crime in the system could be doing this unless they weren't connected to crime groups. Okay, because of the types of crimes that gang stalking is connected to. So the point I'm trying to make is that gangs can be connected to this, and gang members can be used, but for the most part, the insurance fraud, the racketeering, the illegal syndicated probate control, the land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, this is all achieved by assholes in the system. Please excuse my language. I usually don't swear. I've made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I'd say probably only about 2% of them have swearing in them. Alright, so let me, I just got to this area, and so let me just get a little bit settled in. Hold on one second. Just want to make sure that my power bar for my batteries isn't flashing. Now, let me get this readjusted here. This is going to be a good video. Now, you may think to yourself, why am I making this video? Light a cigarette real fast. I decided to make this video because what I want to help, this is like an addendum to all the other videos that I've made. So you can go to Google and you can type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? And let me also interject something here real fast before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video. Penn State University lost hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're still losing money today because of the Jerry Sandusky fiasco. When you look at the organized crime in the system that covered up that crime for over a decade, and they did. Even a prosecutor, who's a prosecutor, ended up missing. He has never been discovered. He's never been found. His laptop went missing. The computer was found, but the hard drive was missing. So what does that tell you? Hold on a second. Now you might think to yourself, well, why did I bring that up? Well, look at also the links that Eastern University went to cover up Laura Dickerson's rape and murder in Michigan. I literally was at the courthouse the day of the trial in Ann Arbor, Michigan. And that university covered up that rape and her murder until they couldn't contain it anymore. And I'm going to tell you why right now to your face. And it's not just because I'm being gang stalked and have been gang stalked on multiple university campuses in multiple different states, mainly Michigan and California. Because gang stalking is happening in every state, county, city, and township in the United States. It's a nationwide syndicate. It appears that what's mostly running it, outside of what I've already described, is two separate nationwide syndicate groups that are overseeing the entire thing. Why is it also all over the internet that alphabet agencies are also involved in this? And when you look at just this additional footnote, there is no way that there can be millions of targets. There's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of targets all over the internet begging for help for decades. Okay, begging for help. okay, begging from alphabet agencies to the federal, to the DOJ, not one, and to the police, and not one has gotten any help at all. Not one. Okay? So, what does that tell you? Do you honestly think that the FBI does not know that these crimes are going on? Let me just put it to you this way. The only way that a crime like this could be going on in the magnitude that it's going on without the FBI knowing about it is that they'd have to be not going to work every day. Literally. So you take a good look at that and then Google the FBI and gang stalking. Now, fellow American citizens, one of the main reasons why I make my videos is because of the depth, width, and scope of what I know. Also because of what's happened to me in every aspect of my life. So go to that blog, UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang Stalking? The evidence that's in that blog is not even 0.001% of the evidence that I am carrying on my person. And I gotta interject this and then I'll get into the meat and potatoes of this video. I got a court date on January 5th, 2015 at 9 a.m. where the criminal public defender that railroaded me into accepting her as my public defender, who I even tried to get rid of through a hearing. My God, you would not believe the in your face, outward, open, felony criminal harassment that I have endured inside of courtrooms by prosecutors and public defenders, literally repeating, gang stalk, oh my God, and laughing, gang stalk, suck my dick. Literally saying these things. Now, when you go to that blog, you're going to find videos in that blog showing that I was putting up with the same thing at the hiking area, at a specific hiking area back in 2013 and 14, okay, and at UCSD and along my routes. Videos were already published on the internet, all over the internet in those years, in multiple different YouTube videos, and multiple different YouTube channels in hundreds of videos, flat out showing me state how I was experiencing this exact identical to a T verbal harassment at these aforementioned places. Then I caught it on how many audio files, okay, of the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders, while my public defender is standing right there with them, not even a foot away from them, laughing as it's occurring. Now, her criminal little ass, Alex McDonald, okay, she is supposed to appear in court with me on the 5th because I made a statement at the evidentiary hearing about how, as the proceedings were starting, kind of like towards the beginning of it, in the middle of it, about how the San Diego Police Department broke the law and never offered me homeless services when they came to my camping areas and places where I was resting at, which is actually against the law. In fact, I don't even think they're allowed to arrest you or ticket you unless they literally hand deliver you to these services. And to be honest with you, I think I've even read information online stating that if there's no available beds for you at homeless shelters, they're not even allowed to give you a ticket. Now, I haven't been able to thoroughly dissect the laws concerning the homelessness and tickets and stuff like that concerning it, illegal lodging, because of the current and ongoing gang stalking that I experience every single day, and being evicted from resting areas, hiking areas, and camping areas. And hold on a second. What the hell is this? I hate smoking when I'm making a video, but I just got to this area, so I'm kind of chilling. What I'm doing right now is doing as soon as the phone starts getting going here, I'm gonna open up some Instagram audio files for you to, so you can automatically hear that I put up with this criminal harassment. Now, the video, there's at least 3 videos in that blog showing the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders saying, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalking, oh my God, being repetitively said. And then towards the end of it, you'll hear a man in the background saying, when gang stalk is being saying, he says, suck my dick. Now, again, I was already all over the internet stating that I was putting up with this same exact identical to a T verbal harassment all over UCSD campus, including in the biomedical library and Club Med restaurant, at Ross Grocery Store off of La Jolla Village Square. I'm gang stalked in there like you would not believe. They literally have individuals come and sit when I'm using my computer in the little area where people will, like if they buy something at the deli and then they'll go over to the tables and sit down and eat it. I'm sitting over there using my computer, and they're going to eventually stage an event or a complaint and have me banned from there. And they'll literally bring people in and have them sit down and say, gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk, suck dick, gang stalk, oh my god, literally, I got the audio files to prove it. It was caught again today, okay? Now, so in the evidentiary hearing where the park ranger got on the stand and lied through his teeth, it was nothing but it was a pre-planned, orchestrated, they basically set up the way they were going to handle that case pertaining to the illegal lodging ticket I got in Rose Canyon on 8/9/2015. So basically what I'm saying is that, well, did the prosecutor, the public defender, and the park ranger work in concert from behind the scenes? In other words, did they sit down behind closed door and have a conference pertaining to how they were going to handle that evidentiary hearing so a trial could not transpire? He lied his ass off, and he was caught, and Marion Bear Park admitted it on tape. That video is in the blog as well. Now, fellow American citizens, basically, in the midst of that evidentiary hearing, I told the judge that the San Diego police never once offered me or handed me ever any information pertaining to homeless services. Okay, so she ordered the public defender to find me homeless links, and then said reappear in court on January 5th, 2015, Department 1, okay, which is on the first floor, and so I'm doing there. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I just got paid today. I still have close to $1,000 from last month. Got paid today, close to $1,000. I got American Express gift cards, hundreds of dollars in cash, and Kroger cards. Now, when I went to court on November 16th, you would not believe what they put me through when I was going through the body scanner and the property scanner. They literally made me take everything out of my bra, my phones, my tape recorder, and everything out of my money belt, and literally attempted to get me to put my money, all my cash and my American Express gift cards and my Kroger cards in the property bins while they were taking me to a second location to physically search me, meaning that anybody could have grabbed them. This is literally, you would not believe, wow. Gang stalk is being said around me. Then I left from there. Once they were done with me, I went to the courtroom and gang stalk was repeated in there. Okay, Department 1. Then they took me up to the second floor into another courtroom, and that's where the evidentiary hearing transpired at. And you would not believe the insane shit that the public defender was saying to me before that started. She's a criminal. I'm going to tell you something right now to your face. She's a criminal. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you what she said, including some of the things that she said in the proceedings, because let me just put it to you this way. You can go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus. Now, when you look at that video, you know how sometimes you can bring up a video on your computer and then minimize that window that it's in, and then bring up another window, okay, and then go back and then bring up YouTube on the new window, so you can have two windows, one minimized and one maximized, and then you can go and open up another window, bring up YouTube, and then type in MTS buses, okay, especially the one where a man died on an MTS bus, because he died sitting right next to the back door in the back of the bus. So go to YouTube and type in MTS man dies on MTS bus. Bring that video up and look at the back structure of the bus in reference to where the back door is at, how the rail that holds the mirror is on this right next to the back door, and how the mirror is facing in that video of that man dying on the MTS bus. Then cross-reference what I just described to the back structure of that bus that I'm being assaulted on. Okay, and why is me and the individual that assaulted me in the assault video sitting on the opposite side of the bus in the video in reference to where we were actually sitting at on the day of the assault? Why was the police report falsified? And why wouldn't the San Diego DA investigate it after numerous requests? Why? Okay. Okay. Now, and why do you might think to yourself, why did I bring it up? Well, and that assault was predicted 11 days before it occurred in an email file. So look at everything that's in the description of that YouTube video, because I printed out the email, scanned it, attached it, made it into a PDF link, attached it into a blog, and that blog is in the description of that YouTube video. Now, the reason why I brought that up is to not only let you know that that happened, and the fact that MTS altered the video and the police report is falsified and facts were omitted, but the reason why I brought that up is because the things that Alex McDonald said before the court to the judge before the proceedings ever started concerning me can easily be edited in reference to the transcript of the court, because I already know for a fact that that court system is criminal to the extreme, and I am talking about intentional criminality. I'm not talking about, well, I'm just pissed off because of the way the proceedings was handled, even though it was criminally handled, intentionally criminally handled. I'm talking about absolute intentional, with complete malice of forethought and criminal intent, conspiracy behavior. In other words, it was intentionally done. Now, if I was to tell you the things that she said, and then they turn around and edit the transcripts of that hearing, they could call me crazy and mentally ill, which is a method of gang stalking. So what I'm going to do is try and find a lawyer and subpoena those transcripts. They're going to come after me at my hiking areas and arrest me for illegal lodging, trespassing, or illegal encroachment, to bring me back before the judge and try and claim that Miss Williams won't go to a homeless service. She's being assaulted at her hiking area. She's being assaulted at where she's staying at because she's putting herself in dangerous situations. We offered her services, she won't take them. She's claiming she's being stalked by people she don't know. Therefore, we suggest Miss Williams can't take care of herself and that she's mentally ill because they'll say we believe she's mentally ill because she won't get out of the homelessness, and she thinks she's being stalked by people she don't know. So I want you to listen to this. I'm going to play it again. These two men are saying gang stalk together. One says gang stalking. That same one says gang stalking. I'm going to fuck you up. That occurred in La Jolla. Now, when you go to that blog and you see the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders saying gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, gang stalking, and gang stalk suck my dick. Downtown Superior Court is 30 miles away from La Jolla. This occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013 in La Jolla, California, in Gilman Road. I got 1,000 audio files of individuals repeating this shit along my routes every day, everywhere I go. Identical to a T. Verbal harassment. The only way that can be done is by individuals or a group within the system who is managing the entire campaign, because the harassment is the same. Case in point, this is an audio of me being on, oh, and by the way, what you just heard was only a 15-second segment of that event. If you were to hear the whole thing, you would also hear these individuals saying, oh my God, as they're saying gang stalk. Just like the public defenders and the prosecutors are saying it, while Alex McDonald is standing 1 foot away from them, laughing as it's occurring. In the courtroom, second floor, October 23rd, 2015. The day I tried to get rid of her. Okay? Now, fellow American citizens, I'm waiting to bring up right now a 15-second long audio of me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, 11 months before the Thanksgiving event that you just heard. You'll hear a man say gang stalk, and then a woman just flat out say gang stalking. It's their intentional, creative way to let me know that I'm being gang stalked by literally propping up people along my route every day, everywhere I go, to literally repeat the name of the crime in specific ways along with other words, like gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk, weird, gang stalk, crazy. Do you understand? Okay? Now you can go to... So you can go to, in order to hear this one, you can go to YouTube and you can type in, this audio and the Thanksgiving audio is incorporated within that blog that I just told you about. They also sent over 35 text messages to this phone along with pornography. All of it shown to the police, the Northern Division, and police officers in San Diego City Hall, and they didn't do a damn thing about it. Including text messages stating, "We're going to human traffic you. We're going to rape you." They also sent me 3 letters in the mail. All that evidence is in that blog. So fellow American citizens, would you trust any type of homeless service or link that a public defender handed you, court ordered or not, once this individual has associated herself to this campaign? Gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking. Go to Google and type in low-income housing and gang stalking, homeless shelters and gang stalking, domestic violence shelters and gang stalking, women's shelters and gang stalking. So, why am I making this video? I'm making this video in order to inform, to expose the truth, so the truth can be known for what it is. Every single time that I have looked up lawyers and or law firms on the internet, they have come to my hiking areas and or resting areas and have ticketed me and or arrested me for illegal lodging and or assaulted me, having using homeless men, punks. Because when you're homeless, you have no front door. The homelessness was created through the gang stalking of me in Michigan. So, what I'm doing is basically exposing to you what is currently happening to me as a direct result of me being a victim of this crime. Now, so, if any money or identification or food stamp cards or cell phones, hold on. This is a brand new cell phone. I have not had the opportunity yet to buy insurance for it. A $60 monthly payment was just paid for yesterday. This one right here. Okay, if this phone or the one I just showed you or my camera or any of my money or my IDs or anything is stolen from me as a result of me being searched or my property searched or me arrested before I go down to this hearing on January 5th or in the courthouse at it, because those stage events in there, every single time I have been in the San Diego Superior Courthouse and the Hall of Justice, these same exact identical to a T words and phrases have been said around me repetitively, caught on audio files. Okay, so I strongly suggest you go to that blog. I'm going to tell you another thing. I've experienced this criminality on my way back and forth to the prosecutor's office and the public defender's office. By public defenders. I have experienced organized stalking, gang stalking, physical gestures that are directly related to the sensitization techniques that they have sensitized me to by people in the prosecutor's office. Jan Goldsmith ain't nothing but a criminal. His little whore ass is being sued right now by the California Family Coalition. There's also some other article information concerning his office. His office is directly connected to organized crime. Make no mistake about it. I know for a fact. There's also an individual by the name of Curtis Webb inside the San Diego DA's office who works on the 7th floor in the fraud department, who is implicated to be connected to a UC Davis doctor who had a woman raped on UC Davis campus. So I strongly suggest you go to Google and type in UC Davis gang stalking, a woman, and Curtis Webb, San Diego DA, and look at what comes up. So, do you really honestly think that these little filthy sewer rat maggots that are in this system are not going to, through the tracking of, but not limited to the tracking of, see, the tracking of organized stalking is the stalking of organized stalking, GPS tracking. They create the homelessness and then track you to your hiking areas, prop up staged events or staged excuses to make it appear that they have a normal appearing reason to know where you're at, so they can give you tickets for illegal lodging, arrest you for it, trespassing, or illegal encroachment. So they can then use the courts and the corrupt public defenders and prosecutors to achieve their objectives, illegal syndicated probate control. For, but not limited to, applying for federal, state, and local funds in the target's name, massive insurance fraud because the gang stalking continues in the isolated environments they're put in, group homes, and human trafficking. I know it because I've witnessed it before my eyes in Michigan, and they literally attempted to do it to me in Michigan and Connecticut. It's a nationwide syndicate. It's racketeering. It's violations of the RICO Act. You would not believe what I know. You just would not believe it. I'm going to tell you another thing. Use your common sense. Why is it all over the internet? why that the police are involved in gang stalking, mentioned and implicated by thousands upon thousands upon thousands of target individuals. Do you really think that's an accident? Use your common sense. It doesn't matter if a police officer has a badge on his chest, a gun on his waist, okay, and tries to say that we're in your presence because of this or that, because anybody can lie. And you better believe organized crime members will, right to your face. They will break the law in order to make you a victim of some of the most worst and heinous crimes your mind can conceive and cannot, and then use the law in order to be able to achieve these crimes. Illegal lodging. They're criminals. And they're being paid for in doing this while they're on the clock by you. Do you understand? Now, I have a degree in drafting. I also was 3 college credit hours away from a general studies degree. I also had numerous certificates in computer. I even went to school for electrical engineering. Okay? I had my own home. I literally lost everything that I accumulated from the 1980s all the way up through 2005. Every single stitch of my property was literally lost. Furniture, massive amounts of textbooks, everything I owned was lost because of being a victim of this crime. And I have went through thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars surviving this crime, exposing it, and staying safe concerning it. The property I have lost since I've been here in San Diego since August 8, 2011 is astronomical. And a lot of it was brand new. So I'm here to tell you to your face, fellow American citizens, I do not do drugs. I do not drink. I do not steal. I do not sleep around. And I do not hang around one person in any way, shape, or form. And I do not know anybody. The criminal, maggot, filthy, rat-ass animals that are doing this to me are in the system, and the UCSD police, SDSD police, and SDPD are directly connected to these criminal realities. The falsified police report concerning the MTS assault video, okay, and the assault itself should tell you that. So, and the fact that they won't investigate me being gang stalked should tell you that. So it is my divine right to expose what's happening to me, how it's happening, where it's happening at, okay, and who is violating my constitutionally guaranteed rights pertaining to me being a crime victim, and at least the gross negligence of duty pertaining to the aforementioned police departments. And that's not including SDSU police and USD police. Absolutely. So, fellow American citizens, when you go to YouTube and you type in "stalked in San Antonio" and make sure that you dissect that section of the UCSD and Law Library Are They Networking Gang Stalking blog, because there's massive evidence into it concerning how that news broadcast, okay, is directly correlated to me. When you look at how those women testified about their homes being broken into and how they were raped in their own homes, do you honestly think that gang stalking victims will not be raped and human trafficked in group homes? They're already connected to human trafficking, date rape drugs. So the rapes can be videotaped and sold to pornography groups. I know it for a fact because I literally witnessed it happening to women in Michigan. That's why I left. So, this is what your police are connected to, involved in, and they will lie about it and call me mentally ill concerning it, or a threat to myself or others. They've had me brutally assaulted 7 times. 7 times. So, you think about what I'm saying to you and what's happening to me. If I got an apartment or a room for rent or a motel room tomorrow, I would absolutely lose it because of gang stalking. Because they use the homelessness to exploit it, to exploit their target, the probate control. Think, why won't they investigate me being gang stalked? I gotta go. I'm in San Diego, California. Okay? Please say a prayer for my safety, alright? See you later.